Okay, this is the second video for 14.1, Simplifying Polynomials. All we're doing is simplifying it. And by simplifying it means we're combining like terms. Okay, now here's the difference of what you did the other day. The like terms are monomials that have the same variables and raised to the same powers. So we haven't done this before, so you've got to be careful. The like terms, same variable, same power. So when you look here, yes, they all have the r's as the same variable, but the same powers. Those will be able to be combined together. Those are like terms. So r squared plus 3r squared, if I wanted to figure that out, remember there's a 1 in front of this, so that's 4r squared. Now I'm going to rewrite this. And then 2r to the third power is added then, but you cannot combine these two. They are not the same power. Same variable, but not the same power. Now, you're going to learn here to where you're going to actually write the powers in descending order. So technically, this would be written 2r cubed plus 4r squared. Okay, so down here, they do a lot of work here that may or may not need to be done. But what we're going to do here is, I saw some of you guys when you did the practice problems the other day with combining like terms, I saw some of you maybe a box with the common terms. That's fine. Or looking or underline, but you just got to be careful of the signs. So this is 3r cubed. Well, it matches with a negative 4r cubed. Okay, these two can be combined. And then we have a negative r squared and a positive 5r squared. Now we're going to write it in descending order. So 3 minus 4 is a negative 1. Now, usually you will not see the 1, but a negative r cubed, or r to the third power. Don't subtract the exponents. We're adding and subtracting like terms. Now, negative 2r squared plus 5r squared. Negative 2 plus 5 is a positive 3r squared. So that's the same answer there. But basically, that's what they're doing. You don't need to rewrite everything to get to that point. So just look at the common terms, or the like terms. Okay, now be careful here. Be careful. There's a lot you have to look at. So we have p squared, q to the fifth. So what I'm looking for is p squared, q to the fifth to combine them. Okay, right here. So p squared, q to the fifth, p squared, q to the fifth, so minus 4p q to the fifth, and then p to the fifth, q to the fourth, p to the fourth, fifth, q to the fourth. Good. These two can combine then. Okay, so when they have two variables, usually they write them in alphabetical order. Then they write them also in descending order of the leading variable. Don't worry, more practice, you'll be better at this. So p and q, p goes before q, and you want the p that has the, so you can simplify it and then change it around if you want. But the p to the fifth is going to lead before p to the square, p squared. But if you want to go ahead and simplify it first, that's fine. P squared q to the fifth. So 1, there's a 1 here. 1 minus 4 is a negative 3 p squared q to the fifth. Then negative 4 plus 3. Negative 4 plus 3 is a negative 1. So minus p to the fifth q to the fourth. Now, you will write in alphabetical order normally. The p's the first and then the q's. And then usually the p, the leading coefficient. So notice how they wrote it here. So this is really how you should write it. So you really should have negative p to the fifth q to the fourth minus 3p squared q to the fifth. Okay, so just to get practice with that. So you will, don't worry about number 7, try these, simplify these. Try 8 and 9. Now, I want to talk to you about this problem. This is going to be important because you're going to see that probably on the EOC. And we're going to have a great activity with this. It's a very, very fun activity that we're going to do hopefully here in a few weeks. All right, so this example 3. A skyrocket is launched from a 6-foot high platform. So here's a drawing here. So there's a 6-foot high platform with the initial speed of 200 feet per second. So it's flying up at 200 feet per second. The polynomial, negative 16t squared plus 200t plus 6, gives the height in feet as the skyrocket will rise in t seconds. What this means is the initial speed is 200 feet per second. It starts at 6 feet. And then this number, the negative 16, some other mathematicians came up with this formula, and there's a whole proof with it. I don't have time to go into it. In fact, I need to look it up again. But it's always going to be with this negative 16t squared. These change based on the speed and the initial value where it started. So what they say is, in t seconds, how high will the rocket rise if it has a 5-second fuse? Meaning, if it has 5 seconds to blast off, we want to know the height. We want to know how high this is from the ground by using this formula. Well, what this is just a kind of a plug and chug using this formula, negative 16t plus 200t plus 6. Well, you're going to put in 5 for the time. T is time. You're going to put in the 5 every time you see t. Now, order of operations happen here. Remember order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Go ahead and do 5 squared first. This is 25. And then multiply that by negative 16. I'm okay if you use a calculator for this. That's okay. 5 times 200. Hopefully you can do that without, but if you need to, fine. 1,000 plus 6. Now, just left to right, negative 400 plus 1,000 is 600 plus 6 is 606. The rocket will rise 606 feet in the air. That's what that is saying. Okay? So, when you know the time, then you plug that in for the t and you solve how high. So really this formula is really saying h equals the height of how high it's going to get is using that formula. Okay, the 200 is coming from the initial speed, the 6 is coming from the platform. So right now they'll be giving you that. So try the your turn number 11. Okay, the 200 is the speed, the 20-foot platform is here. Now it wants to do 4 seconds, so the 4 is going to go in for the time. Now you probably need to use notebook paper. Well, you might be able to do it on here, that's fine. But you'll probably see an answer key from me on notebook paper. But okay, I think that's all I need to tell you for you to work today. Here's what you're going to do. I want you to work from page 7th hour. We might be able to go over this, but what I would like for you to, sorry, the lights went out. What I would like for you to do is on page 490 to 492, and 11 through 30. I know it sounds like a lot, but it'll be good practice. So 11 through 30. So 490 to 492, 11 through 30. Really pay attention to these questions. You can do it. Some of you act like it's way too hard. Just watch this. It looks complicated, but when you really read it, it's really not. You're plugging in S for 6, or 6 for S. Okay, so determine the degree. If X is 8, plug in the 8. So, and now through 30. So there are 2 hot questions that I looked at that I think you can do. So just see about that. If you want to try 31, knock yourself out. But all right, have a good day. Today's a work day. Friday is a work day. So work on that. Use your time. I will see you on Monday. Thank you.